Community Highlights. Another local exclusive from Southeastern Michigan's news and information station, MonroeCountyRadio.com.
Welcome to Bobbing Around Monroe with host Bobb Vergiels. Bobbing Around Monroe is a public affairs feature of Monroe County Radio and is brought to you by Jones for Men in the heart of downtown Monroe and Infinity Spa and Salon, located at 6000 North Monroe Street at the corner of Netto Road. Now, here's Bobb Vergiels.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Bobbing Around Monroe. Our weekly show is a lively look at the lives and times of people in Monroe County. I'm your host, Bobb Vergiels. And Bobbing Around Monroe is brought to you by Jones for Men in downtown Monroe. And today, we are going to be bobbing all over the world with a young lady who has traveled all over the world since her days as Miss Monroe County in 2012, her days as Miss Michigan in 2014, and when she got married in 2018, KT Maviigia-Morgan.
Hi, Bob.
It's so great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, my gosh, so great to see you. And I know that this time last week, you were in some foreign country. Where were you?
Yes, so my husband, Jordan Morgan, he played at Michigan, and his career in basketball has taken us all over the world. And this season, he played for Venice, Italy. So,
that had to be tough to do, right?
You know what? It's the #1 travel destination in the world, and with a new travel startup, it was like a match made in heaven.
Sure. Now, how many different countries has he played in, and how many countries have you lived in?
Yeah, so the opportunity is just so cool to see the world and travel with him. So it's been 8 years, so 8 seasons for him, and we've been in 6 different countries, including Italy, France, Greece, Slovenia, Turkey, and Russia, believe it or not.
Wow. And the guys he played basketball with, some of them, their pro careers are now done. And he didn't get drafted by the NBA, but
right.
He's playing in all these really cool places in the world.
Yeah,
still.
Longevity.
Yes. Is he going to be playing again in the fall?
Yes, he will. So
Can you reveal yet?
No, we don't know. I wish I knew.
Yet.
So
okay.
In July, we'll find out.
Oh, in July, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every year, it's just a surprise. We never know where we're going to be.
Wow. So I imagine his agent calls him and says, hey, you're going to be playing in fill in the blank? Is that?
Yeah, we've gotten really good at pros and cons lists. So his agent reaches out and says, all right, here's 3 options. Take your pick. And we find the best fit and move our life overseas for at least 8 months, 8 to 10 months.
Now, someday the basketball career will come to an end and you'll have to live in one place.
Yes.
How are you going to do that?
You know, we are very loyal to Ann Arbor. We have a home there. So
okay.
I see us ending up there, but who knows? Time shall tell.
I have to ask you the question that everyone who has ever known you but never got a chance to ask it, I'm going to ask it now. When you and I first got together, you were KT Maviigia.
Yes.
Then you became KT Maviigia.
Yes.
With just 2 initials. How and why did that happen?
Yeah, so my birth name's actually Caitlin, and when I was a child, my parents used to abbreviate my name, like KT, and that kind of turned into a nickname, and then I really started to own it. After high school when I started competing in pageants. And yeah, it's just KT now. So KT Maviigia-Morgan is the full name now.
Yeah, it just kind of rolls off your tongue, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's getting quite long, but yeah, it's fun.
Very cool. You, when you graduated, almost didn't get to graduate when you wanted to because a big tornado went through Dundee. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I graduated from Dundee High School in 2010. And it was actually my graduation party that the tornado went through. So it was the same night. It was kind of a scary experience.
Wow.
But it makes for a good story.
And I really believe that people with famous lives or things like that have had famous stuff happen to them.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of them.
Well, and you know Haley Williams.
Yes.
And one of your friends, one of my friends,
yes.
a former Miss Michigan as well.
She crowned me.
She crowned you.
Yep.
Had a baby just last week.
Yes.
And, I mean, when she was little, she was held by Nelson Mandela.
Wow.
So, I mean, those kinds of things happen to people who achieve things like
yes.
like
I wouldn't
have.
say famous, but achieve things,
well,
yes.
Well, she's married to an NFL player now, and you're
Yeah.
married to a pro basketball player.
Yeah, it's really fun how life turns out.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You were at the Miss Michigan pageant last weekend.
Yes.
What kind of memories do you have? Of course, you didn't get to sit in the Fromenthal Theater this year.
Yeah, so they had a new location, which was kind of a bummer to me. Coming from, a dance performance background, I really love that theater atmosphere. So hopefully they can get back to the Fromenthal Theater.
It's beautiful.
It is. It really is a beautiful place in Muskegon. So that was different, but it does bring back a lot of memories just watching the pageant. We had a fellow U of M alumni win. Her name is Melissa Behrend.
Okay.
So I believe she is a biomedical engineer. Yeah. So, and she's going into med school this year. So she's qualified.
Yeah, I would say. Well,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that in all the years I was associated with the pageant as an interview coach, my gosh, the resumes of the young women I met and worked with were just blown away.
Well, you know what? I really want to just take a second to thank you for working with me all those years. I truly believe I wouldn't have achieved what I did if it weren't for you.
We're a good team.
Yes.
And I've often said to anybody who would listen that of all the young women I worked with, and there were a whole lot,
Yeah.
you were probably the closest to me personality-wise,
Yes.
drive-wise.
We had a great relationship.
Yeah,
We
still
really
do.
did. Yes.
Still do. I mean, and I hate to reveal that you're turning 30 this year, but I turned 70, so that
Yeah, okay. It makes me feel a little better.
yeah, feel young there, youngin.
Yep. 30 years old. I can't believe it. August 9th. So,
August 9th. Now, remember that, everybody, if you want to send cards and letters.
yes. Yep. Send me a little happy birthday note on Facebook or Instagram. Big 3-0.
Oh, wow. I can't. Well, 30, that's the number of years I was with Miss Monroe pageant.
Wow.
30, yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be the 60th this year.
It will be.
If I'm home, I would
you
love to go.
have to be there.
Yes.
You absolutely have to be there.
Yes.
That will be August, is it
20th, maybe?
Gosh, I
Somewhere
can't remember if the
around there.
19th or the 20th, but
Okay.
it is that weekend. So, and I know tickets are probably going to go on sale soon because sign-ups are done as of June.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. By the time you hear this, they will be done.
Exactly.
So,
that'll be exciting.
we're going to have to take a break. I don't want to take a break, but we've got to take a break. Jones for Men's got some words they want you to hear, and we'll be right back after this with our special guest this week, KT Maviigia-Morgan, and we'll be right back with more Bobbing Around Monroe right after this. Jones for Men, located in the heart of downtown Monroe at 10 East Front Street, is the ultimate stop for affordable quality men's clothing. Todd Jones has the experience and knowledge to dress you like no other. With on-site custom tailoring, Jones for Men will have you feeling as if the clothes were made for you. For casual, business wear, formal wear, tuxedo rentals, and accessories, stop in. Call 241-9444 or visit jonesformen.com. With an outstanding selection, Jones for Men, you can count on it. We're back. Our guest today is KT Maviigia-Morgan, former Miss Monroe County, Miss Michigan, and now a worldwide traveler with a new business
Yes.
that features travel. Talk about that.
Yes. So, being overseas with my husband and being able to travel the world, he was asking me one day, like, what are you passionate about right now? And I said, travel. I just love it. I've been building itineraries for my friends and my family that came to visit me overseas. And I said, you know what? I want to make a business out of this. So that's what I did. So our business is called On Arrival. You can check it out at onarrival.com. And what we do is personalized travel guides. So if you're going somewhere new, we can give you suggestions for activities and attractions, food and drink, and bars and nightlife.
I
So-
bet that's fun researching that, huh?
Oh my gosh, it's the best job ever. It really is. It's so much fun. So I did want to offer everyone a code if you do want to try it out. It's FF2022 at checkout, and that's onarrival.com.
Is On Arrival all one word?
Yeah, well, it's separate words, but the website would just be all together.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
And I would imagine that you could have used something like that when you were first starting out and going to these very exotic places.
Well,
and
that's what
not
happened.
knowing what to do.
Exactly. You arrive somewhere and you're like, where do I start? And then you spend half of your vacation looking up places, calling for reservations. And after COVID, like post-COVID right now, there's so many travelers. Everyone wants to get out there. So
they're just busting to get out there.
exactly. So you can't get a reservation. So that's why I think on arrival is important, because it helps you plan ahead so you can have stress-free travel.
Sure. Of the places you've lived, you've lived in 6 of them now.
Yes.
Which one would you really like to go back and live in?
Honestly, I think...
Please be honest. Never use that word. You
gosh.
should remember that.
Bob, it's been too long since I've worked with you. I need a refresher.
I'm making check marks.
Did I say yet?
Yeah, 6 times.
So I would say Slovenia would probably...
Slovenia?
Yes, it's really a hidden gem, a best-kept secret. I think it's going to really grow over the next few years. And being Italian myself, I performed to Be Italian when I did Miss Michigan and all the pageantry. So I would say Italy as well.
Okay.
I love them both.
But Slovenia, wasn't it part of Yugoslavia at one
yes,
time?
actually.
Do they have like vampires and stuff there?
No, it's actually so beautiful. It's green, it's lush. And Jordan, my husband, actually is a citizen. They naturalized him to play with the national team. So I'll get citizenship as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that mean he'll be able to play in the Olympics at some point?
Yeah, potentially. So
Oh,
we'll
my
see how it
gosh.
goes. But Slovenia, if you are going to Europe, it's so close to Italy. It's like a 2-hour drive to Venice. It's a great stop along the way.
Now, does Venice really have like all that water and people get in boats and
Yeah.
and guys like roll them around?
Yeah. So, yes, Venice is sinking. It is true. But you really only get that high tide. It's called Acqua Alta. You only get that during certain parts of the year. So I think if you're going in the fall, you're going in the summertime, spring, you're okay. It's more of like those winter months.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, you had some harrowing experiences. Was it in France at an airport at one time? Weren't you there about the time there was a terrorist or something?
Yeah. So actually, we lived in Paris, France during the time that there was that mass shooting.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. And my husband was actually traveling through the city that exact day, which was very scary, but it ended up not turning into anything. So, we were safe. Oh, it's okay. You want to start that question over?
No, the electronics, we got to love the electronics.
We do. But yeah, it was kind of a scary experience. Thankfully, we were safe. I mean, it was a mass shooting, but it's really sad. This is happening too often.
Growing up in Dundee, did you ever expect to be a worldwide traveler like you are now?
Oh, gosh, no. It's funny, like, I tell people, I'm from Dundee, Michigan, and they're just like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes, I am. Like people drove tractors to school. It's true. So it's just really funny that I've been able to have all these experiences, but I'm really thankful. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I feel like I have a different view of the world just from all my travels.
Now, since I've been married to a Filipino, I've been trying all kinds of different dishes for the last 4 years that we've been together. I would imagine, too, with you being in a different country every year, wow, that just opens up all kinds of cuisine.
So many cuisines. I think, the one thing I won't do is like raw food. And I have a funny story. When we were in the Maldives, the chef found out it was like our 3rd anniversary, and he was like, I created this plate for you, and it was all raw fish. And I said to my husband, I can't do it. I just can't do it. So he ended up eating the whole plate. And he was like, you owe me for that one.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow. But here you are, you're sitting here, and you look like you weigh the same amount that you did when you were Miss Michigan. How do you do that?
Honestly, living in Italy was a really big blessing to me as far as like diet goes. The food is so fresh. Yes, you're eating a ton of pasta and carbs, bread, wine, etc. But I think it's just something about the food. There's no preservatives, and it just feels and tastes different.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you have a favorite wine?
Oh, gosh. I have so many favorites.
I want to go to the basketball game. Oh, not that wine.
No, not that one. So there is a wine in the Veneto region called Amarone, and it tastes like a full meal because it's such a heavy red wine, but I just love it. So that would be my favorite.
Our guest today has been KT Maviigia-Morgan, former Miss Monroe, former Miss Michigan, worldwide traveler, and my forever buddy.
Yes.
So glad that you're here today with us, and continued good luck. Tell people how they can get a hold of your on-arrival service.
Yes. So if you have any questions about the service, you can find us on social media. It's at On Arrival Travel. Also, you can visit us at onarrival.com.
KT, thank you, kiddo.
Of course.
Love you always. You know that.
Aw, Bob. Love you too.
See you later.
Bye.
And we'd like to thank you for joining us today for Bobbing Around Monroe, a service of Monroe County Radio sponsored by Jones for Men in downtown Monroe. Now, we'll be back next week, and we'll be joined by another interesting guest when once again we go Bobbing Around Monroe.
Bobbing Around Monroe with host Bobb Vergiels is a public affairs feature of Monroe County Radio and is sponsored by Jones for Men in the heart of downtown Monroe and Infinity Spa and Salon, located at 6000 North Monroe Street at the corner of Netto Road. You can listen every Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. for another edition of Bobbing Around Monroe.